So we have the topic, Elevate Impact of the L&D Outcomes to Drive Business Result. And to speak on this topic, I request Mr. Suresh Kumar, DN, CEO, Tesseract Learning, to come here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, Mr. Suresh Kumar, DN, is the CEO of Tesseract Learning, a leader in digital learning solutions, including the award-winning custom e-learning solutions, Credo Learning Platform, and Proteant IO, authoring tool with over 20 years of experience. Mr. Suresh excels at transforming organizational learning through innovative content and scalable technology. Renowned for his expertise in business development and client success, Mr. Suresh partners with global enterprises to solve complex learning challenges. Passionate about unlocking human potential through impactful learning, he also enjoys wildlife and bird photography, bringing curiosity and focus to both nature and learning. With a very big round of applause, everyone, please welcome Mr. Suresh Kumar.
Thank you very much. Sorry, I had to tell my marketing guy to shorten my bio because I was feeling discomfort. It was too long. So thank you very much for taking time. I think it's been always an honor to be talking in front of HR and L&D leaders. You're the guys who are driving business. Today it's HR or L&D is no more a cost center, right? So thank you. Audio nahi hai. Yes. So you are the guys who are either helping business relook what they do, be it from the process to where you're making investments to drive people where right resources has to be aligned and helping business to grow, maybe bring in your HR interventions and learning. So having said that context, I'm going to talk about, because we are a learning company, we provide digital learning solutions, be it an LMS, LXP, or custom e-learning, or catalog content. So anything that I have experience or I talk is about training, and most importantly, how training is critical, right? While majority of you are from HR, L&D, training is somewhere or other rooted to your code work. But how do you drive the impact? Because all the investment that we make has to help us have better performing learners or employees. So that automatically drives business. But if you see, most of the trainings stop at some point, right? We deliver training, we stop, right? We expect learners to become experts the next day. Most of the time, that's how the training, based on my experience working with global entities, and we see that people are unable to reach or achieve what they need to, because we push a training, expect them to become expert the next day. But if you look at the research, what happens is what organizations are talking about, right? While there are lots of investments that are made, only 12% of the employees feel that they are able to apply that learning which they have accomplished through training. That is because for a couple of reasons, right? Why most of the times what you see is the training is delivered because I need to generate reports, right? Either just for create awareness or satisfaction, because that helps me to create reports, and we declare success. That success is that we have these many people who are competent or skilled, but they may not be, because not just by completion of a class, they attended a classroom training or completed an e-learning course, right? So which is required, and this you may relate to, right? Typically, this is how we expect learners, right? We give them a training, and next day we expect them to be an expert. But this is what the result is. Predominantly, if you expect that your learners will become an expert just because I've got the best trainer, best e-learning, that will not help. Right? What do we do? Right? And some of you would relate, right? Some of the, either you've gone through that level, that way of training, or maybe some of your trainings are driven like that. So if it is so, what happens is people forget, and the things, because we all carry natural forgetting curve. As per the research, 90% of the training is forgotten in literally weeks' time. That means if learner is unable to recall, they'll never be able to apply. If they are unable to apply, then we talk about ROI of training, right? It's always a mystery, right? Becomes very challenging. So that's where application is a big question mark, right? If learners are being trained, what happens? So considering that, how do we create impact on training? Okay. So learning should be something which is able to make learners to come back and learn. It has to be sticky. So what are the things, some of the things, right? While there are varied ways as to how we can do that, is how do you make that stick? Because after any training, say you hire your experts, be it internal or external, you deliver training, but there should be something which learners are able to recall post the training. Right? So maybe I can throw an example, Titanic. How many of you would have watched the movie Titanic? Quite a bit. Anyone can summarize the movie in 10 seconds? Okay. So that's literally the climax, right? And anything can happen anytime, just be ready. But I can try and summarize in four scenes in 10 seconds, right? Movie starts with a big ship, two lead actors get introduced, both of them standing at the edge of the ship, and the movie ends with sinking of the ship. Correct? So now you start, if you have seen the movie, yes, a movie like that, we will be able to recall, start connecting dots. So now, if I give you another four scenes, which is in between these four, we'll go one step deeper. So to help you recall the movie at the micro level, I need to give another 2 or 3 such small reinforcements. So in similar way, any training that we provide to learners, we don't want them to remember line by line. That is not never the focus, should never be the focus. We need them to remember the concepts, and importantly, how do you apply those concepts? That is what is important. That's what the focus of any training should be, right? And that will never happen with just delivery of training, because it should not be an activity, it should be a process. So this is what periodic post-interventions is, what the reinforcement I was talking about. Definitely, I think I've seen by working with several customers that they drive these learning circles. If they have queries, they can go back, lean on somebody. That's something that can happen. And importantly, equip your managers to have that conversations with your learners so that they can apply it on the job. Because today what is happening is we are trying to lean on systems to declare how many competent or skill-based learners we have. Because a platform in AI can only do a certain things, right? It cannot tell how competent a person is just by, because today anybody can complete courses. Assessments, people crack it in no time, right? Everyone will literally get 100%. So this is what is important and critical for us as to how do we drive this interventions post training. And so this is just an example. Okay, this is a platform that we offer, Credo. Credo's entire intention is to drive continuous learning. So what happens if a training is done, it pushes reinforcement. We call them as memory boosters. So it can push, depending on the complexity of the content and criticality for the business, it can push reinforcements daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, that you can decide, right? And also what is also important is learners are today, we're all in the Insta world, right? People, the attention span of the modern learner as per the research is 9 seconds. So how do we hold their attention, make them to learn, relearn, or upskill themselves, right? So if, while taking the training, when we create the courses, what also happens is, if learner goes wrong, it can push in a small remediation, right? When typically what happens is when somebody goes wrong on a question, we tell them this is not the right answer, retry. If it's a single choice, then they will be able to get it. So maybe just to show you again, so if somebody goes wrong, they can click on that, go back, learn the content again, and come back and reattempt the question. So this means when there is a gap, we try to bridge that gap right there. So otherwise, if it's some other time, because people may not be able to even recall the content. So this is one of the ways as to how we bring in remediation. And what could be a good program strategy for any training programs? How many of us think like a marketeer when we drive HR and L&D initiatives? Anybody does that? that we try to create awareness, create curiosity before a training is delivered, or we ask them to take a training. Because we all should do that. Because we don't go to a movie if there is no teasers or promotions, right? But we expect our learners to get into a platform or attend a classroom training, become an expert, because it will never happen. Because everyone wants to know why something is done, how it's going to benefit. So if you can drive that engagement, becomes that much easier. And this is an illustration of a program that we had built for a very large global customer, wherein this was they had a big serious breach, and we started working with them, and then we said, instead of just rolling out programs, let us create it as a process, as a series of learning journey. So we created an emailer, then a teaser video about the program itself, then the first e-learning module was pushed out, then there is a classroom session. They wanted everyone to be there. This was around 59,000 people having presence in 60 countries. So they had to do that, and then the reinforcement that we had to push. And what you see, the colors there, it was not just, it was rolled out in a month. It was a 4-month cycle that we had to bring that in and push the second advanced module. Then there's a small learning circle that they had, then a reinforcement to consolidate everything. So that's how the entire thing was built. This is just an illustration of what can be done. So this is something that we always talk about, that learning has to be something which has to be driven with an intention that we want learners to become experts. So this is just to give an example. As an entity, we also create custom e-learning courses. How do you bring in consistency between your programs? Suddenly, they attend a classroom training, there could be an e-learning course. If there is no relatability from the branding point of view or otherwise, there can be disconnects. So be it an e-learning course or a classroom training, everything has to speak the business language, aligned to the business. So that is what is important and critical for us, and that's what we're just doing. This could be a reinforcement that we have built for this particular series of programs that we built for a customer. And also today we have to, wherever possible, depending on the business need and the training need, we need to be able to create very interesting modules, be it gamified or VR experiences, depending on the business need. This is just a couple of examples that we built for a customer, where today we create simple to high-end VFX based using 3D components and cinematic approach, what we build modules for customers. And this in VR example that we have built for a customer, just to give a glimpse of what are the ways that we can drive engagement for learners. This is just to give a glimpse of that. Maybe I'll just skip. And hopefully some of these, I know I have limited time there. I normally talk for half an hour at least on these. If some of these measures are taken, hopefully our learning experience is something that can be as smooth as somebody who has learned the cycling. This is what we do, right? When learning swimming or car driving, it is never one time. But we expect our training to be a one-time activity. And today we're all in the fast-paced world. So how do we, but some of the platforms or some of the initiatives that we do is as if we are slightly dated, because we are now closer to 2015 than we were closer to 2000, because we have crossed that threshold. So but why have dated structure where it's mostly static contents, right? It's one side, because everything, once I create the course, I expect everything to be done for everyone. No personalization, so not everything is mobile friendly. Today it has to be. So how do we become future proof? These are some of the things which I feel should be there. Anything has to be today, it has to be AI powered, skill aligned, so that we are able to drive personalized learning. It has to be mobile friendly and good experience on the mobile. We need to align to all types of learners that we may have. Micro-learning has to be there as part of your core training, because not every module or people are cannot sit for a classroom training. You know, I think you all know the challenges what you face. So as long as short bite size does work, and how do you drive continuous learning so that learners are able to engage themselves? And importantly, it has to be at a rapid pace. So when I'm talking about rapid pace, I want to just maybe ask if, I know one way or the other, there will be an e-learning that will be built. So how, maybe from your experience, how fast an e-learning course can be built or has been built internally? Starting from creating the content to structuring instructionally. Okay, sorry. So anybody wants to take that question? How much time? The fastest way that you may have built a course? 3 weeks. Okay. 2 weeks. 1 week. Okay. Somebody can beat 1 week? But I can beat that. Not that. We'll create that course right now in less than 3 minutes. You want to experience? Because that's what Credo does, wherein, let's see, hopefully the internet should support. This is the okay, can I get browser? Okay, I have to just, I need a browser also. Oh, okay. So within the platform, we can give a prompt. It can create a course in literally 3 minutes. We challenged that, and I was speaking in Gurgaon a couple of weeks ago. It built a course in 1 minute, 27 seconds. Okay, so let's see what happens today. Okay, so anybody wants to give a title that you would like the AI to create? You can challenge it. Okay. ROI on employee well-being. Who are these for? Who are the target audience? All employees, all managers. Okay, CXOs of the company. Okay. Hopefully nobody is there. So we can create a course in English or 80 plus languages that can be, it can just do the translation. So we'll maybe make it as intermediate to start. And in the interest of time, I'll take 10 minutes. So based on these prompts, what currently it's doing is, as any instructional designer or learning designer, it is creating the learning objectives, which I will be able to edit, refine. Let's see what it shows. I think it should come in the next, 10 seconds. Hopefully the internet supports, because that's unfortunately, okay, here it is. So it says, identify key metrics for measuring employee well-being ROI, analyze the impact of employee well-being on organizational performance, formulate strategies to enhance ROI through employee well-being initiatives. Good enough? If you want, you can always add in. Okay, in the interest of time, maybe can I just go ahead and maybe add questions? Maybe I'll add, okay, let us add 3 questions. So from now, okay, I'm just hitting the create course button. So what it's doing, as any training or learning initiative, it creates a table of content. Once it populates, it starts populating slide by slide content for that. It creates the content, it maps it to templates we have, adds images at the end. Because what you would have experienced is, we all use one of the GPTs, right? Predominantly text or image or maximum a question. So how do we make it an interactive course so that learners do not feel bored just by scrolling data? So here it is literally doing almost 85 to 90% of the work for you in less than 3 minutes. So it's around 45 seconds. So I'm not going to touch that, because what you see, this is all interactivities and it's adding images. So based on some of the customers, what they say is it does almost 90% of their job today. And you will be able to edit everything. Images to text to new. If you want a new slide to have additional content, it will be able to do. And definitely add questions. I can add, if I want to add other additional screens, it's very easy to edit everything. So all this, 1 minute 20 seconds, all right, so it's not beating that. Okay. But one of our partners in Saudi Arabia, they said they did that in 45 seconds. So I said, I think India has to catch up on the internet a little bit. Okay, we should be able there very soon. So let's see. So this is 1 hour 37 minutes, 1 minute 37 seconds. So now, what it gives me is literally make any changes to this, all right, and see how the course looks on a phone, tablet, and PC. and navigate. I will be able to make any changes starting from color to text to, so if you want to see how the interactivities work, this is on the phone because it's a mobile first platform. I will be able to navigate, and so this is what Credo is all about, where this is one of the key features. I can proudly say this is industry first. There's no platform which can come close to what globally Credo can do today. And this is a homegrown product, which I'm proud of our team. So as I mean, we have a booth outside. I am around, so would love to catch up, and definitely, if not today, we can give a demo at a suitable time. And this is just to show you the interactivities. So even on a phone, the interactivities are as seamless. So we have quite a few customers who are in across industries, frontline to office staff. We say Credo is for frontline to board members. So as the course is. Okay. So and even the questions, right? It's all. It'll tell me if I'm right. Okay, I got it right. Hopefully, let's see. Okay, not bad. Okay. So this is incorrect. So I can add audio, translate this to 80 languages, including 10 languages of India. That it can do in literally a minute's time. So I will take 1 minute extra just to show any language. Telugu or build chestama. Okay, let's do. So what it will do, it will translate all the text into the language that of my choice. I can add audio in the language. We support 80 languages too. And it is ready, yes, except that we request customers to validate everything that is there because it's finally an AI, right? Don't push content and start blaming AI because it does almost, even the translation, it does almost 85 to 90% accurate. So this is what it is, right? If you want to experience this course, say which is in English, I can just maybe, while I'm creating the course, I can just, if you want to scan this code just to see how it works on a phone, this is just the QR code. When I'm building the course, I can review it myself before I roll it out just to ensure that it does work the way I want. Okay, you will be able to only see an English version because I have not done the review cycle for it to be pushing the translated version. So that is what Credo is all about. And if I have to just go back to my presentation, just one slide as an entity, okay. So we are globally acknowledged because we have won multiple brand owner awards, customers have won. We have been on the top content listing development company in training industry for almost 6 years. We are just existent for 9.5 years so far. So a lot of global awards that we have won, including customer reviews on G2 has been amazing. So I would love to catch up on LinkedIn, and this is as a small overview of what we do as an entity. So that's all I wanted to just say. Any questions at all, or otherwise we can wrap up.
So is the organizational branding also possible on that?
Yes, everything can be done.
And can I add my own videos?
Yes, you will be able to add.
Can it be integrated with SAP and SM, such as
Any HRMS. We have done already integration with Workday, SAP, to Oracle, definitely Indian HRMS. So it all can be done.
I can upload a release document or a PDF.
It does that. I forgot to tell, yes, it processes all the text in that, and then you will be able to push that, create a course using that. It's in the making. It will be there very, very soon because anything that we bring in has to be tested, and video is, I think we know, right? Even the Google is unable to do beyond 8 seconds, right? So we have to be very careful what we release. So it's a lot of testing is happening, but this is something that we probably talk about. I think customers are happy, prospects are excited. I'm sure you are all excited too, right? So thank you very much. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
You had a quiz So is that consolidable? So can I put it, or can I consolidate the results across all the learners?
Yes, it is part of the reports.
Part of the report?
Yes.
No, I think, yeah.
Sorry?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much. Enjoy the day.
Thank you, sir. We would like to felicitate you. Please stay on the stage. I request Vaishali Shahi ma'am to please come upon the stage. Vaishali Shahi, Director of Human Resources, Park Hayat, to please come upon the stage and felicitate our speaker. A very big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, a big round of applause, everyone. Thank you so much.